Well-known Easter traditions include spending time with loved ones and enjoying a home-cooked dinner. Unfortunately, this is not something everyone can afford.
Northern News Now's Cara Kopp hears how one organization is stepping in to make a difference.
Walking up to the Harrison Community Center, the line of people waiting for a free hot meal was beginning to wrap around the building.
We know we have a community that struggles with poverty, addiction, that type of thing, and to have a nice hot Easter dinner is something that we wanted to offer and to celebrate with our community.
It took one short hour after the Duluth Harbor Rescue Mission opened the doors to see food supplies run low.
Today, I'm not sure if we're going to have enough, so this makes, I'm already thinking, what do we do for next year? You know, what do we up the numbers to?
A testament to the soaring food prices that have been putting a warm Easter dinner out of reach for many Duluth families.
The economy is just kind of out of control. We all know the price of a gallon of milk today is like doubled from what it was 2 years ago.
That increase in need skyrocketing these last few years.
Since COVID, there has been a large amount of people coming out because, you know, during COVID, there was no jobs, so people had no income unless they qualified for certain programs or whatever.
The Duluth Harbor Rescue Mission is doing their part to bring everyone together on the holidays, no matter your beliefs or background.
There's so many people in need that if we can just do a few things like this, it helps.
Welcoming neighbors, friends, and strangers to eat food at their dinner table.
Well, it's important for us to see the community united, and we love to just draw the community together.
In Duluth, Cara Kopp, Northern News Now.
The Duluth Harbor Rescue Mission is a community-funded organization and offers free meals every week. You can find more information about them on our website.